Hello there. My name is Josh Resizer. I'm a career sales professional with Cutco, and today I'm going to be talking about how to maximize your results on the phone today. So I've broken down success that I wanted to talk to you guys about today into two categories. First is preparation. The second is execution. So preparation is going to be mainly focused around what you need to do to set you up for success at phone jams, and execution is going to be what you need to focus on during a phone jam to set yourself up for maximum success. So, in terms of being prepared, what do you want to make sure you're bringing with you to a phone jam to set yourself up for success? You want to bring your phone and charger. Nothing derails a phone jam like a dead phone. You want to make sure you have your agenda or calendar fully filled out with everything personal before going into the phone jam. Nothing is more frustrating than going into a phone jam, booking 10 appointments, and knowing, oh, shoot, I forgot there's a family function on Saturday. I got to reschedule 4 of those. Making sure you have your phone script or scripts and make sure you have the appropriate one for the situation that you're calling, whether it's you're calling referrals, people that you know, people that you kind of know, people from high school. There's an approach for almost everything. Make sure you're having a list of possible phone objections. This is very powerful for situations where a customer gives you an objection, you handle it, and then you're able to jump directly back into the approach. Make sure you have any snacks or drinks. You want to spend the most time possible during the actual phone jam hours phoning rather than getting snacks, drinks, or wasting precious time doing something else. Show up prepared. Make sure you have a positive attitude. Make sure you're not going to be taking away from other people by chatting with them because you have a negative attitude about phone jams. So make sure you show up with a smile while you dial. Have a phone log. I've been there, guys, where I've had like 5 not so great phone calls in a row, and I'm like, oh man, I'm so tired. I want to quit right now. But having the phone log keeps things real. It's okay. My goal is to make 20 phone calls, and then I get to have a 5-minute break. Speaking of, and I'll be talking more about breaks and blocks of calls in just a moment. And then the final thing you want to make sure you show up to every phone jam with is your lead list, and make sure it's an adequate number to nail your goal. So if you're showing up to a phone jam with a goal to book 10 appointments and you have 11 or 8 leads to call, that's probably not going to happen for you. A good rule of thumb is to have 10 leads for every one person that you want to call, if you want a basis. So if my goal is to book 15 demos, I'm going to make sure I have a list of 150 names and numbers to call. So next thing let's talk a little bit about is execution. So these are what you want to do during the phone jam to set yourself up for maximum success. First thing is have that phone log and make sure you use it. This is a great tool to be able to break up your phone jam in a way that's easier to manage. If you have a goal of booking 15 demos and the idea of making 150 calls overwhelms you, that's normal. But when you break it down to, okay, so I'm going to break this down into 20 call blocks. So I'm going to make 20, there are 40, 60, 80, 100, 100, 6.5 blocks of phone calls. And I'm going to have a 5 to 10 minute break in between. I know it takes me a half an hour to make 20 phone calls. So I only have to make phone calls for 3.5 hours, 4 hours including breaks. That's not so hard to wrap your mind around. Make sure you're phoning in an environment that's setting yourself up for success. The best place to phone is obviously at the office. You're around success-minded individuals. If you have a question, your manager is usually there to help you out. If you absolutely cannot phone at the office, here are some other great locations you can phone at. Phoning at the quiet study room in the library is fantastic. Phoning in your car because you can play music. You want to avoid places like your living room in your home because people are coming and going. Mom and dad can ask you to do something to break your flow. Don't do it in your bedroom because there's lots of stuff to distract you, your Xbox, your pets, magazines, whatever. Just make sure you're setting yourself up where you're in an environment that's setting you up for success. And make sure you have a goal for every single phone jam, and your goal should consist of 2 numbers. You want to have a goal for the number of phone calls you want to make during that phone jam, and the number of appointments that you want to make. And that way, if you're not getting the result in terms of number of phone calls booked right away, you can lean more heavily into your number of calls you have to make. And it also works to your advantage if like your goal is to book 7 appointments and you book 5 on your first 5. Well, something really awesome is happening right now, and you want to max that out, whether it's just more people are home for whatever reason, or you're just on a roll and your skill set is getting better. Hit both numbers before you stop phoning. Guys, it's been an honor and a pleasure to speak with you, and I look forward to helping you out in the future. Have a good one.